Hello everyone, welcome to Basically Neda. I am Neda and this is my October wrap-up. In the month of October, I read 8 books. Out of those 8 books, I had 1 2-star book, 6 3-star books, and 1 3.5-star book. The first book that I read was Dracula by Bram Stoker. This is told through a series of letters, diaries, and memoirs from the people who have encountered Count Dracula, and they tell the story of what happened to them and the events that occurred while they had encountered Dracula. There is a lot of drama, and the story is character driven. I wanted more description of the atmosphere rather than the people's feelings and what happened to them, and more horror, which is what I wanted. More horror. I gave this one a 3-star because of the fact that it could have been more. It could have had more horrific things in it. It just didn't, and that's how I felt. The second book that I read was Interview with the Vampire by Andres. There's a vampire who is reflecting on how he has become a vampire and how his life has been since then. He's a vampire from New Orleans, and all the story is taking place in New Orleans. The book is showing the side of the vampire that normally most people won't see. It is showing the humanity of the vampire and his urge to have a family. There is the themes of family, horror, friendship, love, and loss in this novel. It is very character driven. As you can see, he's telling his story, so it's all about him. And it was entertaining, but it didn't capture my attention as much. That's why I gave it a 3-star. The third book that I read this month was The Island of Dr. Moreau by H.G. Wells. This is a horror science fiction novel about a doctor who experiments on people with animal DNA and animal body parts. The story is told through a person's point of view who has just been shipwrecked, and he gets picked up by Dr. Moreau's crew, staff members, and the story goes from there. It's eventful, but it's very slow and character driven. We see the events unravel through the outsider's point of view, yet we don't really see much of the story in this atmospheric point of view, and the plot doesn't go that fast. It is a short story, so that could have been the reason why it's not as well plotted. I gave it a 3-star because it was entertaining, yet I didn't get the horrific things that I wanted out of it. It was just science fiction and just gross. The fourth book that I read was The Daughter of Dr. Moreau by Silvia Mareno-Garcia. This one is based on the island of Dr. Moreau, but it is more historical fiction, and it is based on the daughter and the point of view of the daughter. It has more of the domestic point of view, and there's a love story in this one. It was also very character driven, and I enjoyed the historical point of view more, and I wanted more of that particular part of the story into it, and I didn't get as much as I wanted out of that. That's why I feel like it would have been a lot better if we saw more of the historical point of view in the story, because it is based in like the Mexican culture and what really happened during that time. So I just felt like that was lacking, and I give it a 3-star. The 5th book that I read this month was a nonfiction called The Freelancer's Bible by Sara Horowitz. This is a beginner's guide to starting a career as a freelancer, and it gives a how-to guide on what to do and what not to do. And it also talks about taxes, which I found kind of interesting because most of the business books don't talk about how to start your business and how to do your taxes, basically. And it was okay, but some parts of it are outdated in my point of view, because of COVID, a lot of the work that we are doing now are very much changed from what it was before. So it is a bit outdated in my point of view. And I gave it a 3-star because of that. The 6th book that I read this month was Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. It starts with a series of letters from Dr. Frankenstein to his sister. He explains how he had made this new creature out of stolen body parts. And then we get the POV of the actual creature, Frankenstein. We see what he goes through and learn about his emotion, the Frankenstein, the creature's emotions, and how human he is and how he is not. It is a short story and it is very character driven. I understand that it's one of those groundbreaking novels, but I just felt like there could have been more and more explanation with this story. It just lacked a bit of atmosphere, and I don't know, I just felt like it wasn't capturing my attention. That's why I give it a 2-star. It wasn't working for me. The 7th book that I read this month was a memory called Empire by Arkady Martine. This is a political space opera that is very much character driven again, and it has the themes of mystery, nature, and relationships. I found the storytelling was very technical, and it was lacking a bit of emotions. As like the other books that I read this month were all character driven, this one was just very robotic. It is character driven, but it was just like, okay, I understand what's happening, but there's just lacking a bit of emotion and plot in my point of view. It was just lacking a bit of capturing my attention. That's why I gave it a 3-star. The last book that I read this month was Jade Legacy by Fonda. And this is the conclusion of the Greenbone Saga series, and it is the chunkiest one of all of them. Out of all of them, it has the same dramatic roller coaster story plotline that the other two had. If you're looking for that, yes, it's always there. It's amplified to like 3 times amplified. So it was just multiple events happening back and forth. The story goes very fast, and there is 2 time jumps within the first half of the book. And the part that got me was just the fact that it would go and have a big event, and then it stops, which would make me not want to read it and not be bored out of it. Like, it would be all like emotional and dramatic, and then it would just slow down, and then a big event would happen, which I would like want to read more and read faster again, and then it stops again, and it was just like a roller coaster of that multiple times, keep going, and it's just so long. It could have been less. Just it was entertaining, I will tell you that. It was entertaining. It was the same kind of storyline that the other two had, but I just felt like this could have been a lot shorter than all of that I had to read. It was just long. And it was an emotional coaster like the other three. I just felt it could have been a little compact more. So I give it a 3.5 star. It was good. It was entertaining. I just felt like it needed to be less dragged on. So that's just my opinion. If you guys liked it, I'm pretty sure everybody likes it. It's just my preference. So that was all the 8 books that I read this month. And let me know down below if you read any of these books, if you like them. And that's all. If you like this video, please press the like button. If you want to hear and see more of my content, please press the subscribe button. And thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.